Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. With over 45 classes, some of them are just destined to be more popular than others. But which ones? That's what we're finding out today in the top 5 most popular MapleStory classes. This ranking is based on the number of players of a class that are above level 250, so level 251 and up. The higher the number of characters, the more popular we deem the class. Before we start with the top 5, I want to quickly mention the number 10 to 6. At number 10 there is Zero, the child of the goddess of time, a unique class that captured the heart of many with their fun and mobile playstyle. At number 9 we have the hero who is apparently not that forgotten, Shade. The Aaron class, who is very well rounded and very fun to play in my opinion, as well as placed at 8. The colorful and very powerful animative Hoyong is at place 7, and the hero class Luminous, who is easy to play and really excels at grinding, stands at place 6. Number 5, and kicking off this list officially, is the Arc class, with over 265 characters level 251 or higher, and it's pretty easy to see why many Maplers would play this class. It has amazing mobility, it's a great grinder and visually a very cool looking class. Arcs feel powerful early on with their high base damage and have a pretty doable skill ceiling with some animation cancelling involved. Arc can transform into the spectral state, which enhances their mobility even more and empowers their attacks even further. They rotate their skills for optimal grinding and can deal a ton of lines of damage in a boss fight. Arcs don't have many buffs to manage, as most of the skills in their base form provide them with buffs when they attack enemies. Combined with their passive healing of some of their attacks, 2 invincibility frames and a boss bind, Arcs are a force to be reckoned with. Arcs were actually one of the few newer classes that didn't use a new type of weapon, they still used knuckles. Perhaps this also helped fuel the popularity, as it was easier for other knuckle users to make the switch to this character. Speaking of new classes actually, because this list is based on the popularity of a character past level 250, newer classes like Kane won't appear because there just aren't that many level 250 plus Kanes yet. Number 4 on this list is a class that's been around since 2011, so 10 years old already, the Demon Slayer. There are 303 Maplers of this class, level 251 or higher. Demon Slayers are a very well-rounded class, decent at mobbing, bossing, surviving, and they have pretty decent mobility as well for a warrior. Over the years, this class underwent a couple of buffs and nerfs, changing the playstyle though. Years ago, Demon Slayers could spam their Demon Cry for amazing grinding, and their Chaos Lock teleport skill had a delay added to it as well, actually quite recently, making grinding with it less convenient. Right now, Demon Slayers mainly mob with their Infernal Concussion skill, which also isn't too bad, albeit a bit more stiff perhaps. Demon Slayers' bossing skills have increased boss damage and ignore enemy defense, plus some of their attacks always crit, which makes this class an excellent bossing mule. But to be honest, I think the main reason why so many Maplers play this class is because they want to listen to the voice actor shouting Booster from the top of his lungs. Booster! Number 3 on this list is the Pathfinder class. There are 540 Maplers level 251 or higher with this class. Pathfinders are relatively new as well, introduced in only 2019. This Archer class was the one that ended the Archer dry spell. Back then, before the release of Pathfinder, there were only 5 Archer classes. The Archer class released before Pathfinder was Mercedes, which was also back in 2011 together with Demon Slayer and Cannoneer. So you can imagine that a lot of Maplers jumped onto the Pathfinder hype train when it actually was released. Pathfinders did get nerfed a little bit over the last 2 years, but remain very strong. They are excellent mobbers with great mobility. They have some shielding as well in their kit, and it's pretty easy to use. While they aren't as OP anymore as they were on release, they're still a very solid and fun to play Archer class. Before we go to the number 2 on this list, I want to mention one additional constraint. Because Explorer classes are ranked as Warrior, Magician, Archer, Pirate and Thief, we could not find out how popular the individual classes are because they're all grouped. There are, for example, 675 Explorer Warriors above level 250, but we just don't know how those are divided. So we don't know how many of them are Heroes, Dark Knights or Paladins, even though I'm pretty sure most of them are Paladins, right? And while there are 946 Maplers above level 250 of the number 2 on this list, there are 1720 Explorer Thieves level 251 or higher. The Night Lord, Shadower and Dual Bladed class could all be on this list as well, but we simply don't know how the popularity between those 3 classes is divided. All Explorer Thieves are excellent bosses and really start to shine off the 5th job with their insane mobbing when they are decently funded and unique playstyles. The Thief class has always been popular since the beginning of MapleStory, mostly the Assassin class though. Since they are so old, it does make sense that there's more of them at a higher level as well. Perhaps if Nexon ever changed the ranking to show all classes and not just a group, we could figure this one out. But for now, because of the reasons I mentioned earlier, I'm just gonna omit them from the list. Number 2 is reserved for Adele. This class was only released back in 2020 and is still fresh in the memory of most Maplers. There was a crazy Adele hype train when she was released and many Maplers decided to switch from their current mains to this class. Adele is a warrior who can summon and control various ethereal swords. She is very flashy and fun to look at. It definitely helped her popularity that she's also really strong as well. Besides keeping up her sword and a short lasting buff that she gets when she rushes to crystals, Adele is pretty much a one button class. If you are new to MapleStory or are looking for a main that is decent at bossing and mobbing, is easy to play plus nice to look at, this class should definitely be on your list. The next class is so abundant in MapleStory that one could argue it's more of a plague than anything else. Over 10 times as popular as the R class and almost 3 times as popular as Adele, the Kana class takes, to no one's surprise, the number 1 spot on this list with over 2,720 Kanas past level 250. This class is immensely popular. But perhaps not always for the right reasons. Out of the 2,720 Kanas, only 475 of them are on the regular server. All of the other ones are on the reboot server. You see, Reboot's entire meta revolves around farming mesos, and if there is one thing that this spawn increasing class does well, it's farming mesos, making this class immensely popular on the Reboot server for mostly that reason. But they also do offer some great bossing support with their many supportive skills, placing down barriers and boosting their party members with their Spirit Domain skill, making this class actually a very welcome sight in high level bossing parties. Kanas have plenty of big range attacks and summons that can take care of big parts of the map, and their 3rd job Kitchen skill that boosts the amount of monsters that spawn into the map and decreases the spawn timer of said monsters makes this class a great meso farmer. While other classes have to purchase totems from the reward point store to increase their spawn, Kanas just have this mechanic built into their kit. We cannot see how many active Maplers above level 250 there are on their Kana, and also we don't know if those Kanas are just being used as Kishin mules, but it stands without a doubt that this is the most popular class of all time in MapleStory Global. For every level 251 or higher alien walking around, there are at least 44 Kanas. Speaking of which, would you like to see a top 5 list of the least popular classes as well? Let me know in the comments. And that was all for today. I hope you enjoyed this top 5 most popular MapleStory classes video. As always, many thanks to our members for making this video possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian Hanoy, FLX, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Dries Zumker, Wiley, Francisco Sousa, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, ceemak, Saffronyx, Lorenzo, BG Extremes, Anwar NHI, Brendon, Frank Bouguet, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Beamer WT, Knifesu, Chen125, Cloudfix, Gustus Rodriguez, Sir QQ Morse, Froggy11, Sir Tito655, Grayson Lee, Riser RU, Brandon Cam, Vira, Bruno H, Trevor, Yuki436, Afterlord_MS, Sinfrolido, Ritius, John Man, Lucky Beats, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Stevie Zhang, Yaruski TV, Soli Shinauda, and Heopan. If you would like to be mentioned here as well and get early access to new videos, make sure to check out that join button below this video. Thank you all so much for watching, stay safe and happy mapling!